flawless. So I have a target at the 100-yard mark. Still rocking the 50-yard zero with a Romeo 5, and no magnification, by the way. And I'm still using the American Eagle 147 grain flat points. And I just want to give you guys an example of how much of a bullet drop there is from 50 to 100 yards, which I've done this before. It's pretty substantial. But enough of the BS talk. Let's get this going. Okay, let's head down and see how we did. So yeah, I would say these 147 grain flat points with a 50-yard zero at 100 yards are dropping about a foot. And for an AK variant platform, mind you, a 9mm one with a 10.5-inch barrel, no magnification, red dot, I'd say that's more than acceptable. I'm going to guess this group size is roughly about 4.5 inches. And I would say that lines right up with the 6x5 average that we have in part 1. And yeah, I'd say that's more than acceptable. Anyways, let's score this up like magic. So before we wrap things up here, figured to have a little fun at 50 yards of the steel gong trifecta. Now keep in mind those little white diameter circles are 3.5 inches. And with no magnification, I think this will be a good little test for this PSA KV 9mm with a 10.5-inch barrel. And I'm also using the American Eagle 147 grain flat points. Start out right with that top spinner. Get those bottom two, keep on hitting the top spinner. All right, back on that top spinner here. Just gonna miss that one. Back on that top spinner. Ooh, just missed it. Hey, not too bad, not too bad. I think we got, what, 8 out of 10? That was too fun. Let's do 10 more. And I gotta admit, red dot and those white circles, that's not easy. No magnification. There's that one. What? Go for that top spinner here. And she's down. Down for the count. I think I can still hit that top spinner though. There's no getting away from me. I think I can still hit that bottom one. I'm still hitting them. Oh well. Little targets down for the count. That's what I would call another successful day out in the range with the PSA AKV in Part 2. And I hope that gives you a realistic expectation of what this 9mm AK pistol can do. And you know, I get asked this question a lot in terms of which AK or AR pistol I should get. And I hope that helps you in regards to how much bullet drop this particular firearm has with a 50-yard zero going out to 100. Now keep in mind, when I did that review for the FM9, also with a 50-yard zero, when I stretched the legs clear out to 300 with that particular firearm, no joke, I was using almost 53 minutes of angle just to hit that plate at 300 yards.
I'm literally motoring these 9mm rounds, I believe at about 50 minutes of angle, if not more, so let's give this a shot, and I tell you, walking through 300 yards of snow is pretty tiring. Alright, let's load 5 more. I don't know if I hit that one, I might have missed that one. Hey, this is way too fun, let's keep on going. Let's load up 10 here. That is impressive. Come on, let's run down and check that out.
And I hope this gives you a realistic expectation of what a 9mm 10.5-inch barrel firearm like this can do at 100 yards with a 50-yard zero. And if you watched any of my other PSA AR pistol reviews in my 223 and the 7.62 by 39, you'll notice that with a 50-yard zero, I'm pretty much still on the bullseye at 100 yards. So if you're going back and forth in regards to, for example, the PSA AKP in the cartridge of 7.62 by 39 versus the PSA AKV in 9mm, it's all about expectations and the purpose of that firearm. In my opinion, if you're going to be shooting at 50 yards, maybe 75 yards max and less, the AKV with the 9mm platform is probably going to be best for you. But if you think you're going to shoot at 100, 2, and even 300 yards, most likely you're going to want to beeline it right to the PSA AKP. And with that said, just a little bit of a spoiler alert for the next firearm series. I have coming in just for you guys the PSA AKP in 7.62 by 39. I expect to get that here probably in a couple weeks, and I'll probably start that firearm review series soon after this. So in short, the PSA AKV in the 9mm, typically with really good deals per round, you know, usually on the lighter end grain bullet weights, you know, 115, maybe in the 120 grain range. Those bullets are going to cost, with really good deals, around 17, maybe 18 cents per round if you don't reload and you're buying factory ammunition. So per 1,000, you're roughly about $180 shipped. As for the AKP in 7.62 by 39, which I'm eventually going to get here soon, Usually I can hook up with really good deals on Wolf steel case ammunition in 7.62 by 39. 1,000 rounds shipped for about 186 bucks. That's, you know, right in that 9mm price range. And not only is it in the price range, but with the AKP, you're getting more of a punch and you're getting more distance out of that firearm. Something else to look into is the 5.56 or the 223, much flatter flying bullet, and can easily reach out to 3, 4, 5, even 600 yards without blinking an eye. But with that 223 or the 5.56, you're not going to get that hitting power like you do with a 7.62 by 39 at closer ranges. So before I head out here, if any of you are trying to put a low power scope on the PSA AKV, which it's your firearm, you can do whatever you want. Me personally, I think this firearm particularly warrants a red dot or maybe a low magnification prism scope. I probably wouldn't put a 1:6 or a 1x8 Strike Eagle on it. And one reason is this, because trust me, I've tried. Let me explain further. So I'm getting close to stretching out the legs on this PSA AKV in a 9mm, just like I did with the FM9. And you know, like in that FM9 series that I did when I stretched the legs up to 300 yards, I'd adjust my low power 1:8 Strike Eagle to damn near 53 minutes of angle, which is an insane amount of bullet drop, and just goes to show how much this 9mm round drops like a rock past 50 yards. So with that being said, you know, I tried to put my low power scope, my Strike Eagle 1:8 power, on this rail, and I started out with the low mounts, and the front part of the scope definitely would hit the rear iron sight here. And I even tried medium and it was still a no-go. I had to go clear up to the high mounts just to get the scope to clear the backup iron sight. So if for some reason you're kicking around the idea of putting on a low power scope like this, you know, 1:4, 1:6, 1:8, you know, for example, like the Strike Eagle 1:8, you're definitely going to want to beeline it to the high mounts. Medium and low will not work. And just like I explained in this video with a 50-yard zero and going out to 100, there's damn near a foot of drop. And like I said, these 9mm rounds are dropping like a rock after 50 yards. And that's why if you're considering getting a PSA AKV, in my opinion, it's going to be 75 yards or less. It's going to be pretty rare to go past 75 yards. And that's why, in my personal opinion, this firearm warrants a red dot. Maybe a low power prism scope, but that's about it. Well, I hope you enjoyed part 2 here. I hope this gives you some realistic expectations of what you can get out of this firearm. And stay tuned to part 3. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do yet, whether I want to stretch the legs out in this bad boy out to 300 yards, which is kind of ridiculous, but hey, I like having fun like that. Or I might have my good buddy Sean join me out the range again with a suppressor and have some suppressor fun. So make those comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you'd like to see. And stay tuned for that next firearm series with the PSA AKP in 7.62 by 39. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and I'll see you next time.